So in our previous episode, Alex, you discussed, to put it bluntly, that there's a certain decorum that you feel like you're forced to be put into in a corporate environment that you feel like your male colleagues are not subject to. And I want you to kind of peel the onion, because at that time you just kind of said it and you got it out, but I don't feel like the therapy's fully there yet. So let's peel the onions, and you tell me, what were you talking about?
But I will put that spin on it as well, because from a woman's perspective, it is no longer assertive, it's aggressive, and we get penalized for that. We have that like extra layer of expectation to be able to come in immediately and know exactly how to communicate properly without offending anyone, regardless of the scenario. If your coworker punched somebody and you have to deal with it, you can't be like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. You have to be like, let's calmly talk about this and let me understand why you punched this person. Because it will come back on me because I reacted.
Has that happened to you before?
No, because I've been conditioned so much.
You need to unlearn that.
I know.
Okay, so wait, that conditioning, like, have you been in a role where you did do that and someone sat you down, or you're conditioned just from like a societal expectation that you feel like is imposed on you?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. Like I've mentioned it before, I have ADHD, so I have so many times throughout my life that it has been beaten out of me to continue to up. Like it's taken me 10 times to do it. I make the mistake 10 times, but on the 11th time, I'm like, ooh, I learned to not swear to my boss. So I'll never do it again. And I mean, swearing is a terrible example, but
I think it's a good one, actually, because that language, I mean, at least in a lot of industries I've been in, that is kind of how they talk. Obviously, when you get a certain comfort level, that is how it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. And also swearing, I've read, and I'm going to latch onto this forever, but swearing is a sign of intelligence.
Yeah, you hear that? If we have any 6-year-old fans, tell your mama Baba.
So hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. At least for me, it's like a little bit of a release of energy as well. And that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. It's just a matter of I would probably feel more comfortable afterwards had I not said, hey, and this never happened. This is like such a hypothetical scenario. I would have probably thought back, ooh, shit, I probably shouldn't have said that. I probably should have said, let's calmly talk about this. Let's deal with this rationally, because I'm supposed to be the person that comes, very, very calmly and neutral and have all of these like solutions already rationalized and I'm ready to problem solve.
Calm and collected.
Which calm and collected and agreeable. That's a fun word for and I hate saying this, but I was raised to be agreeable, and I'm aware of that now, and I'm not blaming anyone about it, and I don't necessarily think that being raised in any certain way should be how I continue to act, but it is something that I'm learning.
Unlearning and relearning, which is what we're talking about.
I'm learning to unlearn, and that's really, really hard. But there is that level of, at least for me, I've caught myself being like, I don't think I can say that, partly because I'm a woman, and that's overgeneralizing everything about this. But like, have you ever found that in corporate situations where you have to like cushion what you want to, how you want to react, or what you want to say?
Women are known to be the caregivers, the nurturers, the one who takes care of the family. Society's changing, and yes, there are men who do that, but in general, that's the responsibility of the female. So I have 2 children. I work a very demanding job. So there's still this expectation that when I log on and I work from home and I'm in meetings, I need to put all that, regardless of what kind of morning I had, what was going on, my kids were sick, I need to put that aside and compartmentalize my life and be that positive, high energy person when I get to work. Whereas a man, and I've seen it, they can be expressive, and if they curse or if they get upset, they're passionate. But as a female, if I get that, I'm moody,
aggressive.
Ooh, is it her time of the month? Irrational. Why is she being so aggressive? Why is she so angry? So yeah, I do think there's this extra layer, because women are seen as, the nurturer, the provider, the caregiver, and they expect that to carry over from your personal life also into how you behave at work.
So you feel like it's a double standard?
Oh, 100%.
It's funny
100%.
because growing up, my mom, she was a very passionate person. When she would get pissed off on me, I'd hear every Arabic swear word in the book. So if my boss started swearing at me, I'd be like, "Mama," like that would be that much of a reaction. So I've never
We'll
had
unpack that later.
yeah, exactly. We'll unpack. We'll peel those onions. But I don't think if I had unfortunately, I just haven't had female leaders. But I don't think if she was swearing or passionate or showing that energy, I don't think I would come back being like, "Oh, is it her time of the month? Is she a bitch?" If anything, actually, even if that is the case, just so you know, guys say that when their bosses are annoying. When the boss wakes up and he starts smashing everything and causing a big ruckus, behind the scenes at the water cooler, they're like, "Yo, his wife didn't give it to him last night." Like, that's literally how the talk is. So if whatever you guys are scared of, it happens to guys too. I think, and you guys had both admitted, well, you said you have seen it, but you said it's mostly self-imposed. You said you've seen it before. But if your fear really is that people are going to be like, "Oh, it's her time of the month," I'm telling you, the very successful people, they are hated by their staff. They're still the leaders, but a lot of them are just hated, especially when they're, the boss is pissed off and he's being passionate, like you said. I don't think you guys should be scared of like being who you want to be.
You just said something else that I totally forgot about that adds another layer is that I think, and this might be self-inflicted as well, but I don't love the idea of being hated. And I need to work on that. Like I don't want to be liked. I want to be completely comfortable with being alone and like so different and uncomfortable and people not liking my opinions, and I'm okay with that. And I think that might be something that was also embedded into at least like how I grew up and in that time period in Western culture in the 90s, 2000s.
So do you think if you're unliked, let's say unliked at work, do you think that's going to prevent you from getting a promotion, for example?
No.
Do you think it would help you
Not
get
at
a
all.
promotion or neutral?
If you get results.
It depends.
I think if you get
There you
results.
go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
if you get results, it won't matter.
Yeah,
Other people
money
like you or not.
speaks.
Yeah. In my organization, there's one female VP in a senior position, and she is not loved.
yeah, I feel like a lot. The higher
She
up you go,
isn't.
the more,
But
The
she
more
gets
shit you have to deal with
results,
too,
and she
yeah.
does. And you love her or hate her. Her projects are the most successful.
there you go.
Yeah.
Love her or hate her. Love him or hate him.
Yeah.
He gets shit done. She gets shit done.
Yeah.
So that is I think the moral of the story here.
But why do you think that is? Is it a
I think-
situation where
I
you
think
feel like the
she-
employees are afraid?
Yeah. To a point, yes. Because her bark and her bite can be bad. Some people, they're just bark and not much bite. Right. But I think for her, because I've, working with her professionally can be challenging. But when we've gone out for like dinner and then I'm getting to know her as a person, she's actually quite lovely, and you're getting to when I get to know her as a person. And so getting to know her as a person, when she comes at me like that harsh, I actually don't take it as personal anymore, because I now know the person behind the title.
Yeah, because she compartmentalizes.
Right. Yes.
Business is business.
Yeah.
So I think
Well, she's compartmentalizing her life and her work again.
Yeah.
But just like we're
opposite.
expected to, yeah,
Yes.
but in the opposite way. She's like,
Yes.
I'll bring all my badass attributes
Yeah.
and
Just turn it
I'll
off at 5
practice
o'clock.
on that, yeah.
I think that's normal to
Yeah.
compartmentalize.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I also think that she works with so many men that she had to be that way in order to get their respect and to get to where she was.